I don't think I've ever minced my words about my feelings about Netanyahu on this program. I don't think I've ever held back on that.
I don't think I have either. And I don't think
we agreed on he's a madman. He's a psycho. He's a bad guy. But this latest Hamas thing plays right into his hands. Plays right into his hands. And everything that conservative government has wanted.
Although I think now this is like so much. I've been analyzing all weekend and talking about it, and I think it's gone so far it played beyond his hands. Now I think it's backed himself into a real corner in terms of how to handle this. This is a now really tough position. This level of loss, I mean, well, you're talking about the most Jews killed in a single day since the Holocaust. Now it's like the level of response. How can he respond?
That's why I say it plays into his hands because on the world stage, most nations are going to support giving Israel carte blanche to do whatever they want to 2 million people who have basically been living impoverished in a apartheid regime.
But I don't think they're going to get carte blanche. I think you're already seeing they're not going to. And because of all the bad will this government has sort of brought on Israel, I feel like they won't. I think if they do things that are completely over the top and heavy-handed, I don't know. I don't know if it'll play. And remember, Israel's in a different place now. Like they're in bed with different countries in the Middle East now. You know, there's money being made among different countries over there. The Saudis, UAE. You know what I mean?
They work together more than ever now.
So, like if you go and look at all the responses, some countries were giving you what you might have expected in the past, supporting what Hamas was doing. A lot of people were not. And
a lot of Palestinians don't support Hamas.
Yeah, and I don't think that people realize that they just group everyone together.
A lot of Palestinians, even people who live there in Gaza, are kind of like, this is the de facto
nothing to worry about.
Gang, if you will.
And they just want to live in peace.
Bro, people just want to work and take care of their families if we're keeping it a hundo. And many people that are Palestinian haven't had that opportunity in generations.
Well, yeah,
some have.
There are like 5 million Palestinians in that area. So I don't know the percentages of how.
I think two live in Gaza or something like that, right?
In Gaza specifically.
Yeah.
But I don't know how exactly what the circumstances were behind Hamas getting elected. Like whether it was just in one election or if it was like, representatives elected a leader.
So let me get this straight. This is what always perplexes me. In an area where 95% of the drinking water is unable to be drank, they don't really have electricity that well and all that. We think that there was a well put together election.
Right.
To elect Hamas, and it wasn't just like thugs who scared people into voting for them, because that's what happens.
Right. Anywhere like that, like right?
And you're using the word voting very loosely.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they do have a body of representatives. There is not nothing that exists there. Because remember,
all I'm saying is it's unreliable. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I would imagine so as well.
And it's probably not progressive and diplomatic.
Also fair.
That's all I'm saying. And honestly, I think the biggest, most of the Jewish organizations that I follow, aren't acting as if the table wasn't set for something this terrible and sad to happen over, it wasn't as if, they see the Israel, the IDF and the government of Israel as a faction that's been de-escalating things and trying to, keep things peaceful. And so for anybody like just straight picking sides and wishing ill will on either side, I have something for you.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Because that's not a solution either.
People really, I just don't think this is the time for flag waving. And yeah, people went literally saying you have to see it one way. I had conversations with people viewing it in opposite ways, and I had the same conversation. I don't really know if this is what you want to do. Don't really think this is useful. But also I was a little hurt and offended. A lot of people skipped right by what happened in Israel.
And went where?
For right to free Palestine as the first response to anything. They didn't even take a moment to acknowledge the level of tragedy that's happening in Israel for once.
To just regular people, you mean?
Yeah, only regular people. I mean, not only, military people too. But you have to remember, military in Israel is weird too, because military is everybody.
You have to sign up.
So don't think of the military in Israel as people who are like, I want to go to war. No, you're 18 years old. You fight. So everyone gets included in that too. But in this specific case, you're talking about on Saturday a music festival by the border, right? I don't know the details of this music festival except for what I've seen. My guess would be this is a music festival filled with people who are probably not happy with the way the Netanyahu government operates and are probably rather sympathetic to the cause. It was like a peace hippie vibe festival. And they woke up to people slaughtering. So far, over 260 people were slaughtered at a music festival. So, Ebro, just like on this show, for example, when there have been things in the past that have happened where the Israeli government does something heavy-handed, we hear that they shoot a rocket and 40 Palestinians died and 1 Israeli soldier died.
Or when they were snatching people out of prayer that time and they had those soldiers.
Right, and there was beating people. We don't really cover it both ways. We go, oh my God, our sympathy to the people who are just getting randomly victimized. Mm-hmm. Keep that same energy this time. This specific time, Hamas, not the Palestinian people, Hamas decided to slaughter innocent humans. Before you go right to your Free Palestine post, which you have every right to feel, as everyone knows, I'm very empathetic to the cause of the Palestinian people. So I'm not offended by that alone. I am offended by you not taking a moment to think about the loss of innocent human life. And I can't not feel a way, Ebro, when it's like, wait, but when it's Jewish life, you literally just blow right past it? You just jump right to the next thing?
Well,
I don't even think it's that, Rosenberg.
I think honestly, people feel like Israel and Jewish people have privileges that other people don't have. That's all it is.
But you're also skipping past the lack of privilege when Jews were slaughtered by the millions in a lifetime ago.
Absolutely,
they're skipping past that part. They go right to, well, you guys are powerful in Hollywood.
Absolutely.
Oh, you have good jobs,
or Israel's a powerful nation with a powerful military and blah blah blah.
None of it justifies it, Rosenberg.
Not even justified, but no one's even allowed then to ever be sad, angry, protective, or defensive of Jews. We always just have to have it coming because we're in a good financial position, or we have bad apples in different places, like every group does. So there's never a time when it's like, damn, but what about them? Who's going to look out?
It sucks because, when you're in a position of power, people are never going to give you that look. Even if you look at like the U.S. and they'll say, oh, nobody's going to ever feel sorry for the United States, bro, if something happens here. It's just the position and the way.
Well, in these terms, nobody and things like that are,
overstatements.
Well, not nobody. The majority.
Well, no, people. I don't even know majority. I don't know the percentages. I just know people who are actively vocal for marginalized groups are never going to stop and go, well, wait a minute, hang on. I need to vocalize on behalf of just innocent people from a group who's not more marginalized.
What if that group is marginalized, though? And that's why the country exists in the first place.
Exactly.
Because that group is marginalized.
But once again, they skipped over that part.
But you skipped over that part. So, like, even though we have a problem, specifically when we talk about it on this show, we have a problem with the way Israel generally operates. You cannot remove why the state came to be. It didn't just pop up. It wasn't the U.S. discovering America and just it wasn't that and acting as if there wasn't a history of Jews in Israel.
But also the reason we're here today, Rosenberg, is because people have had a problem with the way the nation came to be. That's how we got part of the reason we are here today.
Absolutely, of course.
Know what I mean, because it was the United States and Britain basically sitting down saying we're going to carve this out because we're powerful and we can. And didn't have anybody else at the table, and now we're still having this problem today.
Literally having the same problem for 7 years. And listen, People are going to hear this and think, oh, of course Rosenberg sees it that way. Anyone who knows me knows that my general stance on this is what the F is wrong with the Israeli government. Why is Netanyahu doing what he's doing? But we can't at a time where mass murder is taking place act like it's just all good. Yeah, like, oh, but you have to understand. Yeah, and that bothered me too. The chant of like what the chant was along the lines of the one of the main things being said is that lack of freedom is justification for resistance or whatever. I'm like, absolutely, I agree. Resistance, fighting back, 100%. There are people out here cheering about the attack and murder of innocent civilians.
Of women and children.
Women and children getting dragged through the street. Yo, bro, the woman who there was the video of the woman being shown over and over again, she was a German tourist. She was just there. Bro, they've killed Arabs. They're killing Arab Israelis. Random Arab Israelis. 2 Thai people were killed.
Yeah,
like
they were
literally
Canadian citizens that were visiting.
They're literally just murdering people willy-nilly. Like, so I just hope people can have a separate conversation. Like, you could have a conversation about everything that's been wrong about what the Israeli government does in terms of the Palestinian people and what needs to be done and why this particular government is really, really bad. But like on 9/11, I sat here as an American disgusted with the U.S. government at that time. I was, what? The Bush government? On September 12th, I still didn't, immediately have no regard for the 3,000 Americans that had nothing to do with anything and were slaughtered. I think all of us can agree that innocent life just randomly being squashed out for a political message is disgusting, no matter how you view it.
Yes.
Well, and then there's this. There's a time and place to have the conversations about, whatever.
The time and place is 5 seconds, Ebro, after the news happens.
Nah, man.
That's what's so terrible. Like, yo,
man. It's not. Because, and that's why I made sure to say in the beginning of this conversation, I feel like this Hamas thing and this action that took place and this death that's taking place is playing into Netanyahu's hands. And because it boggles my mind how one of the most powerful militaries on planet Earth in Israel allowed some guys in the back of a truck to sneak through security.
Or fly in on parachutes.
Bruh. Even the rockets, what happened to the Iron Dome, bruh?
Well, the dome was mostly effective. I believe, but the to Ebro's point, I thought the same thing. I'm like, wait a second. They're flying in on. How is this possible? Yo, these guys are wearing jeans. Yo, bro. Dude, what? How are they being this effective? How was there no
and then
one?
The other part was it was like watching kids fight in the mall when you're like, yo, pull your pants up. I saw a couple of them. I was like, bro, don't even have his pants pulled up. Who is this guy?
Right. How is this an effective?
How is he effective? How is he moving like that with his pants sagging?
Like, and how was there not just like, when you're in Israel, generally the amount of security and protection that's around, it's palpable. You can feel it. It's crazy, man. But like
it's
this
all,
weekend,
and also like we've been saying, it's all sad. And anybody thinking that this is a time for celebration on either side gets this button.
Congratulations.
Agreed.
You played yourself.